He is one of the top NFL running backs of all time, fifth leading NFL rusher of all time, player of the year in 2006, probably most well known as a San Diego Charger. LaDainian Tomlison is with us on our show this morning, but more importantly, he's coming to Boise, Idaho. How you doing this morning, LaDainian?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking.
I cannot believe we're actually making the statement that LaDainian Tomlison is coming to Idaho.
Yes, you can make that statement because I am coming. We're partnered with a great organization in 100-man standing, and I believe in people that are doing positive things in the community, and I don't think there's any question what 100-man standing are doing in the community to better our young people is a great thing. And so, what we do a lot of times, we focus on the student athlete, but educating the student athlete, building, great character development, and obviously the skill part speaks for itself. Kids that play sports, they're going to be skillful, but the most important part, we believe, is the character development, leadership qualities that you have to have, as well as, educating yourself.
It's just amazing what you've done, obviously what you did in the NFL, and then you started your Touching Lives Foundation and all of that. And with that comes the Prep Academy, the LT Prep Academy, and then also your the Elite Football Performance Clinic that come out of that. And it's just amazing what you're giving back.
And someone did it for me. And I believe in giving back when you have been given a lot. That's if anybody that reads the Bible, that's a Bible verse that I've taken to heart. Too much is given, much is required. And so someone did it for me and showed me the way. And so, quite honestly, I've always been involved in the community. It dates back to when I was in college at TCU. I went around to elementary schools to talk to elementary kids, Boys and Girls Club, go to the Boys and Girls Club to talk to the kids at the Boys and Girls Club. It was just always something that was inside of me. And so when I was fortunate enough to have some success, then it was a no-brainer for me to do as much as I could to give back.
Now, if you can elaborate on that, did you have a moment where maybe you were headed down the wrong path, or was it something when you were younger that you just felt like the opportunity wasn't there for you and that just in the circumstances you were in, you couldn't do those things until someone stepped into your life and said, hey, the world is endless?
No, actually, it was the foundation built in my parents. My mother, she was the type of lady to always doing things for others. Like we would have, kids that needed a place to stay with us, at different times throughout my life. My auntie, my mom's sister, dedicated her life to raising homeless kids. She would bring them in to her house and raise them. That's what I saw growing up, and so I guess that foundation was built early as a kid because these are the types of things that I saw growing up.
Kate had mentioned that she can't believe that LT is coming to Boise. I want you to take a listen to some of this. 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time second-team All-Pro, 5th leading NFL rusher all-time in the NFL, player of the year in 2006, NFL record for 18 straight games with a touchdown, College Football Hall of Fame, elected there in 2014. For sure, a member, I'm going to say right now, I don't think I'm going to go out too far on a limb and say you're going to be an NFL Hall of Famer also, and that's just a small portion of the accolades that this guy has got playing in the NFL and the NCAA, and he is coming to Boise to put on a clinic for our football-playing kids here in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah, this is just absolutely amazing. Coming up this July 17th and 18th is the Elite Performance Football Clinic with the Preparatory Academy, and then on the 19th is the Elite Performance Youth Football Clinic. Now, LaDainian, tell us a little bit about what are the student athletes going to be getting out of these clinics?
Well, the obvious thing, I think, with any camp, you're going to get great instructions of learning the fundamentals of how to play the game. And that's the most important thing, especially for the youth, because they have to, we hear a lot about proper tackling techniques. Well, that has to start with the youth. And so obviously that's one aspect that they're going to be getting. But another aspect is the education portion of learning about recruiting and how does recruiting work, and learning about core course classes and, SAT and ACT and how all of those things work in respect of earning a scholarship. Because I got to be honest with you, I had no idea, growing up about scholarships and any of that stuff. My mom didn't know. My dad didn't know. They were working all the time, so they didn't know how scholarships work. And so it's important for us to educate the parents as well as the student athletes about how that process works. And then, of course, the other thing that we always talk about is character development. The three words we always use with our student athletes are character, education, and performance. If you think about those three things as a student athlete, it's going to take you a long way. If you have the character, you can go anywhere you want to go, because that's the first thing that colleges want to know. What kind of character does this kid have? So that's the second principle. And then the last thing, obviously, is performance. That's what everybody wants to do, is perform. So those are the three things that we talk about constantly with our student athletes.
And does this conflict with what they're being coached now, whether it's in the high school or, the Optimist programs that we have here in Idaho? Is that going to conflict, or does it coincide with what they're already being coached?
It complements what they're being coached already. And that's why it's so important for us to build that relationship with the coaches. We will get in that community and build relationships with the high school coaches, the youth coaches, because we want to complement what they're already learning.
Well, we are so excited to have you come to Idaho. Again, Mountain View High School, July 17th and 18th is the Elite Performance Football Clinic in Meridian. All the details are online at mix106radio.com, where you can register for that. And then don't forget, then on the 19th, same Mountain View High School, the Elite Performance Youth Football Clinic. And again, you can get all the registration details on our website.
And LaDainian, I would just give you one more tip, that while you were in Boise, I know playing for TCU, that you're proud of that. Don't go throwing that around a bunch, because Boise State fans still have a really bad taste in their mouth that TCU cost them the Rose Bowl one year. So,
well, I certainly understand that, but the one thing that I remember is Boise State got the best of us in the bowl game.
Well, that's true.
They went head-to-head in the Fiesta Bowl, and I was at that game.
Oh,
so,
fun.
Much respect to Boise State, man. They have an awesome program. That program is really growing. I've just recently got a chance to, mentor and be around Jay Ajayi.
Oh, yeah.
A former Boise State running back who is about to make his professional debut in this coming fall. So I have a lot of respect for the Boise State program.
Well, hopefully you're going to get a tour of the Blue Field and all of that when you're here.
I would love that.
Well, I'm sure they'll set that up for you. Once again, big thank you, LaDainian Tomlison on the show. We'll be here in July for his camp. Once again, if you need to check out any info, just check it out at mix106radio.com.